Say whatever you want. Okay, this is Crojo here from the Crojo podcast, and I have a young lady here that is going to talk about SWAG. She's looking for housing. And what was your experience with SWAG?
Well, I heard that, well, it's actually true. They told the homeless that they were going to be giving them housing, shelter, all kinds of things, and they dropped them off at the Riverside mental health facility and wouldn't give them a ride back. Dropped them off at a psych ward when they were promised a housing or a rehab, something like that, and they took them to the Riverside mental health facility, dropped them off there with no ride back, and they no clue that they were going to a psych ward.
And when did this happen?
And this happened about 2 years ago, and I want to say also about a year ago somebody died there. Some guy, he was trying to get somebody that was living in SWAG was trying to steal some of the tools, and it was like this little shed thing. And for the longest time, the church next door was saying that they smelt this awful smell, that it was just horrible, and they didn't know what it was. And finally, one of my close friends, who's now in rehab but was in and out of SWAG, he went to go open up the tool section, and there was their dead friend. That was what the church was smelling the whole time, was a dead body.
Oh.
And SWAG didn't know about it for like a week.
Oh, Jesus. Have you ever been in housing?
Like with them? Personally, no, because so our Riverside was, the IE was given $20 million for the homeless people, like for blankets, shelters, and what they did instead was they gave it to 5 people, and what those 5 people do is they go to code and they go to cops, and they round us all up, and they have SWAG there, and they send us to jail for being homeless, and then they say that they'll let us out early if we go to SWAG to get help.
Okay.
But their staff there is drunk, drugs themselves, and it's like they had all this money. They gave housing before, but now you see them all driving with brand new cars, and apparently SWAG has no money now.
I work in San Diego also. They're also hiding migrants because of Trump, so they're using all your housing to house migrants. California wants the illegal vote. They say they're compassionate and caring. They're not. I've already talked to the Catholic Church, who also provided that. Can I interview you, sir? I remember you. Yeah.
I remember you.
Yeah, pretty good. We're talking about housing and how corrupt it is here. The Catholic Church gets millions of dollars, and they're telling people that don't live in this country how to get free housing, free medical, take it away from Americans. So that's why I'm doing this podcast.
Yeah, I think people get confused and say that it's a racist thing, but they don't realize that it's not about being racist. It's about Americans. There's all different colors, all different races in America, but we need to protect us. We can't support other countries. We need to support us. And
I couldn't agree more with that, because what I see is the migrants getting everything. In California especially, they're hiding them in housing, and then folks like you are in destitute situations. I've been out in San Bernardino where it is really bad out there, and the Americans moved to Indian reservation land. That's the only place where the police won't come and get them. And I'm thinking, well, come and get them for what? You have the money. I agree that they're spending a lot of money. The people that got the cash are buying new cars. I heard that they're not spending it wisely. But go carry on. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. So yeah, no, what they did was when they gave the IE $20 million, like I said, they split it between 5 people. Those 5 people, you'd think that they would be giving us blankets, giving us food. No, like I said, what they do is, instead of buying blankets, buying food, they pay the police, and they do these like little raids. It's like crazy. It's almost like...
They do that in San Diego too.
Oh my gosh. It's
San Diego, they get raided. Over by the NGO, I videotaped the dichotomy of homeless Americans sleeping right next to the wall of the Four Seasons hotel where the migrants stay. The NGO got $40 million, and the migrants get everything. You can, if you're an illegal migrant, say you're a Chinese soldier, and I'm not kidding, there was a lot of soldiers that came over here into the United States, and you want to fly to New York. Well, you just have a piece of paper. They have no idea who you are. You just sign it. And then they take you over to legal, and they get you set up with driver's licenses and set you up so you have a home address so you can vote in the state of California. And they say, oh, there's no illegal voting. You go in to vote in California, all they ask is you cannot show your ID or they will be arrested. You have to sign your name. And then they said, well, check your name against your other signatures. And I said, how do you check somebody who came from this country illegally? Oh, well, we start with them with the first signature, but doesn't that defeat the purpose? You're actually allowing illegal voting, and it's taking away from your rights, because we need to house Americans.
That defeats the whole purpose. Like
they want power. This is about power. This is not about Americans. Oh, we need to help everybody. The kumbaya. Even the Catholic Church has sold us out.
No way. And it's already greedy. You really think they're gonna want to help?
What would you recommend they do here in Lake Elsinore?
Like I said, you know, a lot of people turn it into a racist thing, like where it's like, oh, you don't like Mexicans, or I'm Mexican, I'm Native American, I love everyone, I love every skin color, I love every race, but it's the fact that, like I said, we're Americans, you know. I think what they need to do is, Trump's doing everything he can, and I hope that he fixed, I mean, he even said that he probably couldn't even fix all of it, but
I will tell you this about the border. It shut down.
I know, I saw that. And
I went down there a couple days ago, and the cartels are in shock.
Oh my gosh, did you see how they were saying that, I can't say, it's they're gonna be putting it on China and Mexico, 30%.
Tariffs.
Yes. I love how just bold and just, he's really doing it for us, you know what I mean? And he's taking so many risks with his own life. Like, you know, you probably know how scared people are of those cartels because how much power and money they have. Like,
I've had two really bad experiences, yes.
I have done so much research on these people, and oh my gosh, back in like the 90s, they were like close to billionaires.
My question for you, I totally agree with they are billionaires. For here in Lake Elsinore, I was thinking of a specific campsite, like a KOA type, where there's bathrooms, showers, social workers, power supplies to charge your phones, job training. What would you think of something like that? If we just had like an open field, you guys could still have your tents and your carts, but have lock boxes to where you could hide your most valuable stuff. So what would you think if they did something like a campsite where you have an address, because then you could receive mail and actually establish yourself in society?
You know, if they did that, then maybe they wouldn't be complaining so much about us. And you know, before I was homeless, I've only been homeless for about like almost,
it's hard to believe you are homeless.
Now. I try to take very good care of myself, and see exactly every homeless person I met picks up after themselves, picks up their trash. And as soon as we walk into a building, it's like, and I'm like, I remember I went into that Goodwill right over there, and I was just looking around. She's giving me the hardest time, and I'm like, I have like $10. I just wanted to buy one shirt.
You're not supposed to give people a hard time at the Goodwill.
Right. And as she's giving me a hard time, this tall guy dressed really nice runs out with a bunch of clothes in his hands, and I'm looking at her. I'm just like, you looked at me because I don't look whatever it is to your standards, and decided to stand right next to me, judge me. But that guy over there that looks presentable, that looks like he has money, just ran out with a bunch of clothes, and you guys didn't even have eyes on him. You guys were so focused on me, thinking that, I don't know, it's just, it's crazy.
I understand that. Thank you for your interview.
Really nice meeting you.
And